second week of the New Growth project started with planning a crop rotation of our vegetable plots, and I explained the benefits of rotation.
Crop rotation therefore helps reduce the problem of a build-up of soil-borne pests and diseases.
Our next job was in the polytunnel, where we had a number of mint plants in large pots which need to be divided and repotted.
Make sure the level of those shoots are up about the inner rim there. See where the inner rim is there? Hold them up to about that level.
Mint plants are extremely vigorous. We explained if grown in the ground they can be invasive. Growing them in pots constricts their root spread. Next was sowing broad beans in paper pots.
The bottle, leaving about 1.5 inches at the base of the bottle. Roll the paper around the bottle nice and tight. Hold it upright. I use the flap first. Fold towards me. Fold across my finger. Fold away. And then take the finger out and tuck the third fold under the second. Press it down on the bench.
As the students work, there's always time to ask questions.
They went very long.
Yeah, they stretch, and with the lack of light, what happens is the cells basically elongate more, and they're trying. It's like they're searching for light.
And does that weaken the plant?
It does, yeah. It weakens the plant, and also makes them more susceptible then to diseases.
The next job was to lift and divide some herbaceous perennials for propagating.
Other parts we're going to pot up into pots, and then later on make more plants out, and then later on we'll be able to plant those out into different positions in the garden.
After lifting some clumps of herbaceous plants, they needed to be split. We used the method of inserting 2 garden forks back to back and prising the clump apart. Back in the tunnel, we selected parts for division, and then these were potted into multi-purpose compost in 2-litre pots. The next day, we replanted herbaceous perennials which we had lifted and divided, some into the original positions, and others were planted into new places in the border.
And in 3 years' time you could do the same job again?
Do the same thing again, loam. We have equal portions of sand, silt and clay. That's what gardeners talk about as having a loam soil.
After explaining about soil texture, it was time to prepare a fine tilth in a seed bed.
What the teeth of the rake do is they break up the particles of soil.
First the plot is forked, then raked, then treaded.
With the gardener's shuffle. Filming this, Clive?
Yeah.
I was afraid of that. You weren't. So, not quite a dance.
Then the soil is once again raked and levelled.
Low here, high here. So, we'll rake again. Second rake, so we get it done.
So next the students prepared a seed bed for sowing of parsnips and radish seeds. After forking and raking and levelling, a taut line was drawn across the bed. Using a bamboo cane, a 2 centimetre deep drill was made, using the taut twine as a guideline, making sure that the drill was straight. The students sowed 2 drills of parsnips. The first drill, the seeds were sown sparingly, leaving spaces between the parsnips which would later be thinned. Into the second drill, 3 seeds of parsnips were sown at 10 centimetre intervals. This is called sowing at stations. In between the parsnips, radish seeds were sown at 1 centimetre spacings. This is an example of intercropping. Quick-growing radishes will mature before the slow-growing parsnips. Back in the tunnel, we examined different soil textures.
Clay is wet when it's sticky, hard when it's dry. It means there's short periods of workability.
And looked at potatoes starting into growth.
Okay.
Is that like the food sack we're talking about in the seed?
It's a bit like that. It's a store of food.
Then we discussed about making garden compost. At the end of each day, we review our activities, the work that we have done, the lessons we have learned. Students take notes and use this information then for filling in their work diaries, which are kept up to date each week.
The first one which we divided has the lovely botanical name of Buctalmum salicifolia.
This also involves spelling plant names.
It's Bupthalmum.
And of course, we have to collect the homework to correct.
Guys, good work, well done.
Thanks.
And we'll see you, as I said, tomorrow morning.